Ripple's XRP is dumping right now from 52 cents, currently at 48 cents. And there's tons of people out there that are saying it's over for XRP and it's going to completely miss this bull run. So in this video, we're going to discuss if that's actually true. We're talking about what's happening on the charts in comparison to Bitcoin. We have some big news about the future for Ripple as a company and how XRP is integrated as a currency in the new financial system. What's happening with Ripple partnerships over in Japan, the plan for Swift, MasterCard, Ripple, some important documents that came out over in Bangladesh talking about the national blockchain strategy. David Schwartz at Ripple explaining the strategy behind RippleNet and the utility of XRP, and Project Sandman that virtually nobody knows about right now, and the correlation and the ties to the BRICS nations. And is Ripple's XRP the key to the BRICS new monetary project to finally ditch the US dollar in 2024? So if you're wondering if it makes sense to hold XRP for the long term or ditch it for other projects that are currently performing well in the crypto market right now, then you're going to love this video. So comment 777. If you're feeling blessed, comment 777 if you're feeling bullish. And if you're going to become the first millionaire in your family tree, confirm it by tapping the subscribe button. Let's run it. All right, bull runners, welcome back to the channel. So let's talk about what's happening right now for XRP in this video. And we're also going to talk about Bitcoin and some other important things to pay attention to over the next few months that are going to shape the crypto industry, not only for the rest of the year, but the rest of this bull run and over the next decade. With XRP down 7% in the past 24 hours, Solana's down nearly 6%, BNB down 4%. Why is XRP down more than, others? Obviously, Shiba Inu's down 9%, Avalanche down 9%. So everything across the board, is down over the past 24 hours, except for a few outliers. BNB has surprisingly been doing very, very well. I actually wouldn't even say it's surprising because this is, the Binance Smart Chain project, but it's past the all-time high. So not many people are talking about this, and BNB is going to continue to do very, very well this bull run. I don't think it's going to be, like a 20x or a 50x projects, obviously, because it already has a $100 billion market cap. But, when the BNB chain starts getting more popular towards the end of the bull run and meme coins start coming back on it, then more attention, I think, is going to flow over to like PancakeSwap and a lot of these projects. But what's happening with Ripple right now and why is XRP selling off? Well, Ripple disposed $78 million worth of XRP tokens. If we scroll down here, they sold 150 million chunk from their June reserves. And you can see the transfer right here where it shows, 150 million XRP. And so this is one of the issues that, everyone has a problem with is Ripple selling XRP from their escrow account each month, suppressing the price of XRP. And the recent sell-off was worth $78 million. And this raises big concerns in the community because, this is Ripple preparing for the largest XRP dump since 2017. And so if you watch towards the end of this video, I'm going to bring up the charts and show you guys the long-term outlook for XRP, regardless of these short-term sell-offs. But first, let's talk about the Federal Reserve and the plan for the future. Let's talk about the macro outlook, because if you don't understand this, then it's going to be very difficult to see the forest through the trees. So the Federal Reserve is the arson that's created the problem, and now they're trying to be the firefighter to put it out. And if you look at the FOMC meeting schedule for 2024, June 11th through the 12th, coming up in just a few days, next week, they're going to be discussing what they're going to do with the Fed funds rate. And so they've been keeping the rates steady, interest rates that determine how expensive it is for banks to take overnight loans and borrow money from each other. And, it affects everything in the economy. And so with 4 days, 23 hours left, if we scroll down here on cmegroup.com, we can see that 99.4% are expecting the Feds to keep rates steady for this meeting. If we look in July, we can see that 91+% are expecting them to keep rates, steady and hold the line. By September, it's really like almost a 50-50 split, 46 to 49. 46% are expecting one rate cut. And then by November, the majority of 47% are expecting a rate cut. So towards the end of this year, could the Fed be cutting rates? And the biggest question is, how will that affect the crypto market? On top of that, Senator Mike Lee introduced a bill to abolish the Federal Reserve, which would dissolve the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System and Federal Reserve banks and repeal the 1913 Federal Reserve Act, which established the system, saying that the Federal Reserve has overstepped and repeatedly failed to achieve its mandate and become an economic manipulator that has directly contributed to the financial instability many Americans face today. So this legislation aims to protect our economic future by dismantling a system that enables unchecked government spending, the monetization of federal debt that fuels it, and widespread economic disruption. It's time to end the Fed. Now, will this bill actually get passed? I don't think so, but it's very clear that massive changes are taking place right now. Listen to this.
I think, honestly, the Fed's time has come to go. What I think is going to happen is the currencies at risk right now do not include the dollar.
More global.
It is the emerging market currencies, which I don't know if you've been watching, but the devaluations taking place around the world, again, our monetary policy, I believe, is causing that. The dollar going up, the Nigerian naira is down 50 to 60% since last June. The Egyptian pound devalued by 40% in March. Think about this. In Latin America, you're seeing any currency not tied to the dollar, and
I mean, I was in Malawi a few months ago, and they devalued the currency just before I got there.
Yes. And what's interesting about this is you're not hearing about it. Maybe this part of the world is hearing about it because you're sensitized to it, but in the equity market, nobody's paying any attention to this. None. They don't talk about it. They don't care about it.
And they turned a blind eye to it. And the reason why is because it's boring. And most people want to just focus on, the average everyday American wants to focus on what's happening with their favorite basketball or their football team and what bar are they going to for the weekend. But you're watching this channel and you're subscribing to these videos and paying attention to this stuff because it directly affects your financial future and your freedom. Because as a human being, you're the only species that has to pay money to live on this planet. Think about that. Nothing else has to pay money. So in order for you to be free, you have to purchase your freedom. And even at that, you're still not free because you have a birth certificate and you're basically a corporation to the government. That's why when you die, your body is called a corpse. So there it is. Putin announced the new BRICS payment system. No dollar, no SWIFT, because they were sanctioned, when the whole war with Ukraine was breaking out, from using, SWIFT. And so Russia had to figure something else out. So they aligned with who? Well, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. And after Saudi Arabia joined, it was a major key to break off the petrodollar. Now, Russian President Vladimir Putin confirms the BRICS is developing its own independent payment system. Listen to this.
Including within BRICS, we're working on shaping an independent payment system free from political pressure, abuse, and external sanctional interference. In this regard, I'd like to remind you that this year, BRICS was joined by new participants, that is, Saudi Arabia, Iran, United Arab Emirates, Egypt, and Ethiopia. With this, the share of our association in global GDP has reached 36%, and the population of the planet has reached 45%. And BRICS has tremendous potential for joining of new participants, and such drive of stakeholders from different continents can only be welcomed by us, and we'll support it.
Now, when we talk about the BRICS nations and the G7 and the country's share of global GDP and purchasing power parity compared to 1995, 2010, and even back in 2023, this year is going to be drastically different as the BRICS gain more dominance over the G7. So sure, the US dollar is currently the global reserve currency, but that's not going to last for long. And so it raises the question, is Ripple's XRP the key to BRICS' new monetary project to finally ditch the US dollar in 2024? And what role will XRP play in that? People think it's a currency. XRP is not going to be like, the US dollar or the British pound or the Russian ruble. Instead, it's going to be used to bridge global liquidity. I thought this was pretty interesting with the BRICS Journal of Economics mentioning XRP, the XRP ledger, and distributed ledger technology in the paper about de-dollarizing.
The BRICS meeting for shaping the world's economic situation. There we have a great document called On the Risking and De-Dollarizing Intra-BRICS Trade via Smart Contracts. So there you have, for the people saying it's a conspiracy theory, the BRICS are coming for de-dollarization, as you can actually see here on the document. And now let's have a look at XRP. So there are 3 mentions for XRP, especially the escrow capabilities of the XRP ledger, and you can actually see here funds needed to execute a contract can be temporarily pre-stored in a linked virtual escrow-like account associated with the contract to guarantee fund availability at the time of execution. There we have XRP Ledger 2020. They also talk about smart contracts, And well, it's a very interesting article. I do recommend everyone to watch it. And we all know that the XRP ledger supports escrow features and that it might have also the implementation of smart contracts, but that's a topic for the future. I just wanted to say this because we are in the verge of a very interesting meeting on the 22nd of August where the BRICS countries are going to have a meeting and they can change the way that the world is evolving. They are actually huge players right now, so all the highlights goes to BRICS right now.
So if the BRICS nations weren't planning on using, Ripple's XRP ledger or XRP, then why? My question for you is this, because I'm actually genuinely curious, guys. We bring the news every single day on this video, and I'm not a financial advisor. You should always consult your financial advisor. Our videos are purely for education, informational purposes only, and crypto is risky. You could lose money in these markets. So these videos are designed to help you do your own research, and I never recommend you to buy or sell anything on these videos. And full disclaimer, yes, I do hold XRP because I believe that it'll do well long term. I'm not day trading this project, but that doesn't mean that you should hold it. But my question is this: why would they have XRP ledger right here and no other project mentioned on this if the BRICS weren't planning on working with Ripple and leveraging XRP in some way, shape, or form? Now, here's another interesting thing to take note of. It's called Project Operation Sandman. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this.
What is Project Sandman?
Project Sandman is a coordinated attack planned by the BRICS countries on the United States. The kill shot is going to include a coordinated sell-off of at least $2+ trillion in treasuries, which will collapse the United States debt market, followed by the stock market shortly thereafter. Wow. These events will freeze the U.S. economy and obliterate the value of all fiat U.S. dollar-denominated assets. Most of the trigger conditions for Sandman trigger have already been met. One of them was the petrodollar abdication, basically Saudi Arabia no longer requiring the dollar for to buy oil. Another one is basically tensions between the United States and Russia and China. With the outstanding requirement would be an operational BRICS reserve currency. Basically, once the BRICS reserve currency comes online, then all of these things get met, and all these treasuries come back to the United States, and it happens like on a Sunday night, and then Monday morning, our way of life as we know it is over.
Now, is this true, or is this just one massive conspiracy theory? Well, why is China buying gold and dumping U.S. treasuries like never before? Could this just be nothing? It looks like since 2013, they've been dumping them off and backing up the truck for gold more than ever before. So could China's central bank and these other countries be preparing for a revaluation of precious metals like gold, like silver, and a potential shift from the world reserve currency of the US dollar over to something else? I think it's very obvious what's happening here. Now, Ripple's president, Monica Long, indirectly says that XRP will bridge trillions of dollars because of their new stablecoin that they've created. And for the people that are wondering, will the stablecoin completely replace XRP's need in the new financial system, and will they completely abandon XRP? Listen to this.
If you've got the stablecoin, is there a need for XRP in this mix?
Absolutely. We use a mix of assets to serve our payments customers, so including stable coins as well as XRP. The use case for XRP in particular is as it was envisioned by the original creators of the ledger and of XRP, and that is as a bridge asset for the long tail of currency pairs. And we're talking about tokenization of other types of assets. In the future, when you have new types of assets tokenized on chain, having a really efficient intermediary bridge asset to make any pair liquid is important.
And just a very quick final question, Monica. As we think about the ETF landscape that's happening, we've got a potential approval for Ether. Do you expect any XRP ETFs to pop up?
I think it would make a lot of sense. If you think about it, only XRP and Bitcoin have regulatory clarity on status in the U.S. XRP has been a top 10 crypto asset by market cap and is about a top 5 if you look at daily traded volume. So I think that would make a lot of sense.
So at this point, it's not a question of if Ripple plays a major part in the new financial system and XRP plays a role. It's just a question of when will XRP go to the moon? When will XRP take off? Something big is coming for XRP, and you better be prepared for it. Now, we're going to look at the chart in a little bit, and we're just going to break down the facts for you guys because, when I make these videos, I don't give you an exact timeline on it. I just show you based on what the charts are showing and then the fundamental analysis on the news on why the charts would reflect what we're talking about here. So hang tight towards the end. You're going to absolutely love this. But David Schwartz explains the strategy behind RippleNet and the utility of XRP for those who don't know.
idea is get institutions using a payment system that can settle with XRP. Then as the infrastructure, on-ramps, off-ramps, and liquidity is available, there's no obstacle to them using XRP to settle their payments. So that's RippleNet. You can kind of think of Ripple as having two halves, RippleNet, which is like enterprise software for institutional payments, and then RippleX, which is all the XRP ledger and DeFi stuff.
So David Schwartz also says that all the elements are now taken. Google Earth, Apple has air, Amazon has fire, and of course Ripple has water. So because we've been seeing news like this pop out over the past several years, going back to when Bitcoin was even created, all roads are leading to XRP. And the National Blockchain Strategy paper over in Bangladesh is saying the pathway to be a blockchain-enabled nation by the government in Bangladesh enhances the fact SBI utilizes XRP-based international monetary services using Ripple's payment solution. So there's a reason why the SEC sued Ripple, in my opinion, is because as Ripple grows more in power and as XRP becomes more globally adopted, these partnerships happen overseas, well, gives more power to other nations like, Russia, China, and other countries, and it decreases the power of the United States dollar. And it's not something that they want. And so they're fighting everything that they can tooth and nail to slow it down, but they can't. Ripple won the lawsuit, and we're just waiting on the final outcome of Judge Torres's decision. So it's most likely going to be positive. And so the Swiss, Swift, and MasterCard, when you look at how this is going to route through RippleNet, it's all going to use XRP, guys. You have the sender, the originating bank, the corresponding bank, the intermediary bank, corresponding bank 2, recipient bank, the receiver, and the recipient's bank, and it all works through Ripple. Now, according to CoinSpeaker, roughly 80% of Japanese banks are partnered with Ripple. And if you guys remember this, the CEO of SBI said a while back that every single bank in Japan will use Ripple's XRP. It doesn't say we'll use Ripple, it'll say we'll use Ripple's XRP by 2025. So in terms of a time frame, we're still in 2024 right now. So you just need to sit back, relax, hold on to your pants, and take a chillaxative real quick, because over 60 Japanese banks have integrated Ripple solutions, signaling a huge shift towards adopting their technologies. And SBI Holdings partnered with Ripple back in 2016, and their strategic partnership led to the formation of SBI Ripple Asia, which was a joint venture aimed at harnessing Ripple's technology to transform cross-border payments in the Asia-Pacific region. And specifically, SBI Holdings, with the adoption of Ripple's on-demand liquidity product, utilizes XRP to facilitate instant and low-cost remittances. So despite that lawsuit with the SEC versus Ripple, Ripple continued to make international partnerships with several countries and major banks, including Santander over in the USA, CIBC in Canada, Kotak in India, Unibanco in Brazil. And that's just a small fraction, because if you've been watching any of the videos I've been making since the bear market, you've seen all these partnerships, you've heard about them. And it's because of their value proposition of offering rapid cross-border transactions with minimal fees. And so I thought this was a good post by Agrag Crypto for people saying XRP is a SHIT coin. Well, A, he knows that 90% of you are frustrated with the current price action. I see this every day on videos in the comments. So people that are saying that, they're really saying that the price action is crap. And that's true currently right now, but 70% of believers are starting to doubt the XRP can make a new all-time high, which is a good thing, because that's what they want. They want you to get shaken out. They want to accumulate your bags, because the elite that have signed these NDAs, in one of my previous videos, I showed you that there's over 1,700 NDAs between financial institutions, banks. So when people like Larry Fink or, the head of legal over at the IMF are asked, if they're going to hold any crypto assets like XRP, or if there's going to be any XRP ETFs, they legally can't answer that question because they already know the answer. So the XRP army is divided. One group of speculates while the other tries to prove that they're smarter. And so the triangle pattern keeps extending, making it feel like a never-ending saga for people to believe that XRP is going to completely miss this bull run. So almost 10 to 15 altcoins have reached new all-time highs, yet XRP is still below $1. So the bags are packed and ready, but time and patience are both a killer and a winner's edge, and you need to use it to your advantage. Some say XRP is a crap coin and a banker's coin, with Ripple banking on it to make money, and that draws the frustration of them selling XRP out of the escrow, suppressing the price. And people are saying that Ripple is just another Ponzi project selling XRP through algorithmic sales and suppressing the price, and XRP might miss this cycle, while dog coins with no utility outperform it. And so it's pissing off a lot of developers in the space that are putting their blood, sweat, and tears into making really strong, legitimate projects that, are going to help solve a massive problem in the space, and yet some project launches with no utility and performs a 100x. So I understand the frustration completely, That's why we diversify. So I'm not treating XRP like a project that's going to go up and perform a 10 or 100x over the next 24 to 48 hours to try and make money now. That's the lottery ticket mentality. You know, I'm treating this like a long-term 401k because I know what I hold. Now, that doesn't mean that you should hold it. In fact, it's been proven that if you hold everything else other than XRP, it performs well. And that's why we talk about a lot of different projects that most likely will outperform XRP in the short term. And you guys can go to bullrunners.com, join our Telegram group. We talk about what those projects are and do reviews on them. Now, I'm not promoting or advocating that you buy or sell anything or any projects. I'm just reporting the news and what's happening on a daily basis in the markets. But look at this. Ripple and Stellar joined a roundtable discussion alongside Nellie Liang, Under Secretary for Domestic Finance, U.S. Department of Treasury in Washington, D.C. on April of 2024. So this was less than 2 months ago. They discussed technical and regulatory requirements for upgrading central bank money. They explored implications for customers, investors, and businesses, and they delved into integrating CBDCs, tokenization, and stablecoins into the U.S. financial system, highlighting benefits for economic growth and resilience. Now, in business and in life, it's not about what you know, it's about who you know and who knows you. And so when you look at everyone in this room, you can see Paul Wong, the Director of Products, CBDC, and Institutional Assets over at Stellar Development Foundation. You can see Lauren Believe, Head of Public Policy and Government at Ripple. On top of that, some other massive power players in the room, like Matthew Reed, Corporate Expert at the FDIC, the former Treasury of the SEC. And you also see a bunch of other power players in the room, like Matthew Reed, the Corporate Expert at the FDIC, former Treasury, SEC, Timothy Massad, the former CFTC chair. And then just pause this video right now and read a lot of these other names, guys. It's very obvious what's going on here. So my question is this, because I can make statements on what I believe, but I'm actually curious here. If Ripple was a crap company, and if XRP and what they were doing with their stablecoin and all the stuff that Ripple's developing wasn't part of the plan, why would they be even allowed to walk through the door and sit down in this meeting? They wouldn't. So my next question is this. If XRP in Ripple is part of the new financial system, when will XRP go up? Well, we need to look now at the charts. So Bitcoin is breaking below this ascending support right now on the candle. If it closes below it, it'll be very interesting because I brought up this chart from the past and all signs are leading to a Bitcoin breakout. However, you know, anything could happen in the markets at any moment because it's not 100% accurate as it was in the past, but we see some similarities here to what happened back in October to November, December of 2020 during that 2021 bull run where we saw, you know, a bullish cross on the MACD back in September when Bitcoin formed a low of 9,800, started working on out of here and then deviated from the ascending support and didn't really come back down to it the rest of that bull run. And so on the left-hand side of the screen, we see a much steeper ascending support right here. And so Bitcoin would need to deviate from this to the upside and really go back into price discovery for this to be valid still as Bitcoin struggles to break above $72,000. So right now it's at $68,000. So if Bitcoin does something like this and closes on the daily below this ascending support and starts coming back down, well, then we can no longer compare it to the right-hand side of the screen for this breakout that took place right here. And we would need to reevaluate what would most likely happen next for Bitcoin in a much longer consolidation pattern for the rest of this summer. And the reason why this is important is because in order for XRP to break out based on the past, Bitcoin would need to break out and then Bitcoin's dominance would need to fall after that. So I personally believe that XRP is not going to break out until Bitcoin's dominance drops. And the reason why is when we compare the XRP to the Bitcoin price chart at the top and Bitcoin's dominance at the bottom. Now, explain simply for those of you who don't understand what this means is Bitcoin's dominance is the percentage that Bitcoin holds of the total market cap of the industry. So for example, if you go on coinmarketcap.com and you look at Bitcoin's market cap as $1.3 trillion in market cap, the whole industry in the upper left-hand corner says 2.53 trillion. So Bitcoin's dominance is 53%, meaning of 2.53 trillion, 1.3 trillion is 53% of that. So when we bring up the chart right here and we look at these charts compared together and we match up the dates for when XRP outperformed Bitcoin, it was when Bitcoin's dominance topped out each time, the past 2 times. So right here, back in December of 2020, Bitcoin's dominance was upwards of 74%. Bitcoin held 74% of the total market cap of the entire industry. And look at XRP to Bitcoin's price chart. XRP was underperforming compared to Bitcoin, and it was all the way down here. Now, when Bitcoin's dominance turned around and started dropping, what happened to XRP? XRP drastically outperformed Bitcoin. So what we do on the charts is we draw, support levels, and we base it off of past support levels. We also draw resistance levels as well too, compare it to the past. So let's go back even further. When XRP made that massive 60,000% breakout, what happened? Well, there was a support down here in March of 2017 that XRP to the Bitcoin price chart bounced off of. It was also a falling wedge on the XRP to the Bitcoin price chart where we could see lower highs, lower lows, and XRP just sprung off of this and drastically outperformed Bitcoin to the upside. That's when we saw XRP go from like 0.005 to 30 or 40 cents, cooled off for a little bit, then it rallied upwards of $3. And so where are we right now? Well, we are drawing very, very close. We're actually at the first support level that XRP was at back when Bitcoin's dominance dropped from 73% down near 39%. And when that happened, XRP rallied up a 12x during that bull run. So we're at that first level. So it doesn't mean that XRP to Bitcoin's price chart is just going to reverse right now. We could drop even further. And arguably, if we were to measure from right here, which is roughly 6th of March, 2017, give or take a few days, when Bitcoin's dominance dropped, to December of 2020, that was 1,393 days. So if we were to just say roughly the same time, 1,393 days from here, where would that put us? That would put us in October of 2024. So we still have further to go for Bitcoin. So I think Bitcoin right now is going to lead the charge. And Bitcoin could, and most likely will be, one of the safest and best holds until Bitcoin's dominance tops out. Now, we don't know where Bitcoin's dominance will top out at. It might be 57%. It might be 60%. It might come all the way back up to, 65%. We don't know. But when Bitcoin's dominance tops out, XRP to the Bitcoin price chart will most likely bottom out. In the last three times that this happened, XRP reversed off of these key support levels right here and traded to the upside and drastically outperformed Bitcoin. So the smartest move to make, and no financial advice, but just based on facts, here is what we base this off of on the charts, is to hold Bitcoin until Bitcoin's dominance tops out, then rotate that into XRP, into altcoins when Bitcoin starts cooling off. And if we look at the Bitcoin price chart and we compare that to Total 2, which is the crypto total altcoin market cap excluding Bitcoin, and we look at the last time that Bitcoin's dominance rolled around was roughly, 28th of December, 2020. And so right here, that's when Bitcoin's dominance was upwards of 70+%. Then it dropped to 39%. Well, what happened to Bitcoin at that price? Well, Bitcoin was rallying up before that happened. And so Bitcoin topped out at $40,000, doubled, it 2x'd the previous all-time high. And then after that took place, then the altcoin market started to run. You guys can see right here on the 28th of December, when Bitcoin's dominance topped out, altcoins were still all the way down at $200 billion. So we were still off from the all-time high, a percentage of about 138%. Shortly after that took place, once Bitcoin's dominance topped out, Bitcoin dropped from $42,000 to $28,000. Altcoins went on a 600% rally. They performed a 6x for the whole altcoin market, and XRP did very, very well. Now, if we look at where we're at right now in terms of Bitcoin's price and how far off we are from the all-time high for the altcoin market, well, the altcoin market is off by 53%. Bitcoin is just teetering right at the previous all-time high right now, and it's been struggling to breach above it. So in my opinion, which I could be completely wrong here, but I just base this off of the charts and what Bitcoin's dominance has told us in the past, is if Bitcoin starts to break out and we see Bitcoin breaking upwards of $70,000, $80,000, well, in the last bull run, Bitcoin 2x the previous all-time high. So if the all-time high is about, $68,000, let's say Bitcoin breaches upwards of, $100,000. It could go to $90,000, $100,000, $120,000. We don't know. But let's say Bitcoin goes to $100,000, a little above or a little below before Bitcoin sees the next cool-off period and maybe a crash back down to 73 or 75K and then a consolidation like this. Well, when this happens, and if Bitcoin's dominance starts to roll around after Bitcoin's next rally and cool-off period, then I believe the altcoin market would surge shortly after that and break the all-time high and go absolutely parabolic, leading to a reversal for XRP. And XRP to the Bitcoin price chart would bottom out. So common investing psychology, right? It's not complicated. You don't need to understand everything about blockchain tech. You don't need to understand everything about the intricacies on how the XRP ledger is going to work with SWIFT, with MasterCard, with Visa, with central banks of all these different countries to bridge global liquidity. You don't really need to understand any of that to make money. Here's what you need to understand. When is the best time to buy? when is the best time to sell. Now, I'm not going to give you exact price, but I can show you based on levels. Well, buy low, sell high. Where are we on the XRP, the Bitcoin price chart? We are low. Where have we been in the past when we were at these levels, when we were low? Well, XRP was low. And this isn't a conspiracy here. This is all based off of facts. Look at what happened in March of 2017 when XRP, the Bitcoin price chart, was all the way down at this support level. Where was XRP in terms of price? 0.005. What did XRP do after that? Well, if we measure from 0.005, 7,000%, then ultimately 60,000+%, you're not going to get those gains holding the US dollar in a savings account with a 5% APY, where the bankers are using their money and loaning it out to other people and basically keeping you in poverty. Right here, December of 2020, XRP, the Bitcoin price chart, bottomed out. Where was XRP? All the way down at 18 cents. It dropped after the lawsuit news was formed. And so massive market manipulation. After that, XRP did, a 10x. If we were to measure from COVID all the way down here, back in 2020, right, 17x. So XRP still performed a 17x, and people are saying it's a crap currency. No, the people that are saying that aren't looking at the charts. They're not watching these videos. They're not understanding where we're at in terms of XRP to Bitcoin dominance, Bitcoin's price chart. They're not comparing anything to each other. So where are we right now? We are low. Where is XRP's price? It's low relative to where it was in terms of the all-time high. To go back to the all-time high for XRP, see, we're even recovering right now. This dip is getting bought up really quick. 49 cents. It's about a 6x away from the all-time high. So I think in terms of a risk to reward ratio, call me crazy, but I'm a realist here. I think long-term, XRP is one of the best risk to reward ratio projects in the market right now, but it's not the only project that I hold. So if you guys want to see what other projects we're bullish on for the rest of this bull run, they're going to do very well when the altcoin market breaks out after Bitcoin's dominance tops out. And make sure you like this video and you subscribe for more. So if you're ready to become the first millionaire in your family tree with crypto and you want to get early access to our underground guidebook to become a crypto millionaire when it's released, then all you need to do right now is go to bullrunners.com and you're going to get exclusive early access to alerts on explosive altcoins with timely notifications about high potential projects before they hit the mainstream market. You're also going to get access to daily market analysis videos where you can watch daily videos like this to stay up to date on the latest trends and updates in the cryptocurrency market. And you're also going to receive pro trading strategies and tools for you to access proven trading tips and institutional grade indicators to refine your trading strategy. So don't miss out on the launch of our new underground guidebook called Altcoin Secrets that's going to help you discover the next 100x altcoin. All you need to do to get early access is go to bullrunners.com, click the button on the page, put in your best email address, and you'll be instantly subscribed for the early bird list when it's released. We know you're going to love it.